It's funny, guys, because a lot of my buddies would be like, yeah, I'm a jerkbait master. Well, you know, I just jerk off a lot. That's why I'm so good at it. Well, you guys, good afternoon. I'm not sure how to start this because I've never done this yet. You know what? We'll start off with the jerkbaits. I get a lot of questions of people asking me, oh, so, you know, what jerkbaits to use? How do you do it? You know, what type of line, what type of rod, what type of reel, literally everything. Because they see me do it so much, and there's many people who have seen me catch a lot of fish off jerkbaits in person and just in the videos. So we'll start off somewhere. Let's start off with the rod and reel setup. Let's start off with that first. Let's see where that takes us. All right, we'll be right back. So I have a few different setups for jerkbaiting. All right, so one's gonna be a spinning rod. Another one's gonna be my bait casting setup. I use these in two different scenarios. Okay, if I have to cast really not far, I'm going with this, my bait caster. I mean, I really don't have to cast far, but this does cast pretty dang far also. That's what I use for closer range stuff. But if I have to go to a dam and I have to really make a far cast, this is what I'm using right here. I'll break down both rods and reel setup here in a bit, but just want to explain that's what I do with a spinning rod and a bait caster. Okay, let's start with the bait caster first. All right, so bait caster. This is a medium light rod that I built. It uses a North Fork composite rod blank. I built this myself, as you can see. All titanium Torzite guides and everything. And this is a medium light action extra fast rod. It is a, gosh, I think it's a 6'11" or 6'10", somewhere on there right now. It's probably like 6'11" right now. It's not 7 foot. But this rod, I have it paired up with my Metanium B, well, Metanium 2020. This is a low gear ratio model. A lot of people like throwing high gear ratio models, but I tend to find out that I catch more fish on low gear ratio. Maybe it's just a confidence thing, or maybe it's like I'm actually working my lure a lot slower than what people do. 1.5 Verivas Verivas 8 braid. It's a Japanese line. This line is pretty amazing, honestly. For the power that you get out of it, it's extremely strong. Very thin diameter for how strong it is. I'll leave a link somewhere here to show you a video of another YouTube channel that I love to watch. I think it's called Line Laboratories or something like that. They do testing on a bunch of different lines to show you how strong a line is, or you know, how durable it is and all that stuff. Great YouTube channel, you guys should check it out so you guys can figure out what type of line you guys want to buy. I'm using braid for this. I mean, jerkbaiting is not really known for using braid. A lot of people love to use fluorocarbon or even mono. The reason why they really want the stretch so you don't pull out hooks. That's really the biggest key to this, is not to pull out hooks. Who the hell's calling me? Hey, you got small, tiny hooks, all right? You got small hooks. Now, you don't want to pull these hooks out of a fish. That's the whole key to this. If you pull out hooks out of a fish, you will lose fish, of course, and you won't get any fish. So, this is why I have it paired up with my medium light. Like, It's a really soft tip rod. Hopefully I can show y'all. No? Can I? I don't know. Yeah, can I show you? Very soft tip. It's a very, very soft tip. It's a very, I wouldn't say truly parabolic, but it's not powerful. Okay, it's really not powerful. Some people have seen me like load this whole rod up completely trying to bring in a fish, right? So to compensate for not having no stretch with the braid, because I really want to run braid, you got to have a softer rod. Okay, you can't run like a medium action rod. You will pull out hooks. You won't if you play them really well. You just got to use a lot of drag. But with a lot of drag, you really don't have a lot of pulling power either. So you need something that's gonna balance everything out. This is the balance for me, okay? I love this rod, never getting rid of it, never ever anything. This has gotten me so many giant fish, okay? We'll talk more about the bait in a bit. All right, what's next is gonna be my Shimano X-Sense, all right? This is an X-Sense rod. It is a 9'6" medium action rod, all right? It's a beautiful, very expensive rod. It's a very, very, very expensive rod. It's a beautiful rod also. Beautiful rod. It's a 2-piece, all right? Now I have that paired with a Shimano Vanquish. Now I'll tell you right now, this is the best reel on the market. So for this rod and reel setup, I believe I got 1.5 Verivas also on here. Actually, this is Sulfix. This is Sulfix 10-pound braid, but I usually have Verivas 1.5. I just wasn't able to order it, and I spool up as much line as I can. Okay, this is not a deep spool. This is not a shallow spool. It's a medium spool, so it's right in between, right? But I run it full straight braid, as thin of a line as I can get, without sacrificing strength, and I put as much on there as possible, so I could fit almost like 200 meters on this reel with Verivas line. I can't do that with Sulfix 832, but it's just on here for right now. I mean, season's not even open yet. I mean, not even here yet, so it's okay. So, as I said before, the spinning rod is used so I could go ahead and cast further. That's it. All right? If I could cast further with a bait caster, that'd be great. But I can't get smaller jerk baits to cast further with that, or I can't get bigger jerk baits to cast further with the bait caster either. So this is a compromise you'll have to take to be able to make the further cast. A lot of people are gonna feel a little awkward using such a long rod to do jerk baiting, but it's really not that bad. The key to the whole thing about jerk baiting is making your rod as light. I mean, not even just the rod, the whole setup as light as possible. That's why I have a Vanquish on here. It is literally the lightest reel you could get for the size you could get, and the smoothness and the power and the drag, everything is just perfect on this reel, okay? But I need a 4,000 actually. I think a 3,000 is a little small for this rod. I need a 4,000. But that's why this rod is here. Other than that, I have really no use for this rod. Throw like smaller jigs and stuff like that, you know, like up to a 3/4 ounce, or I could throw up to, you know, half to 3/4, even a 1/4 ounce jig heads with a fluke, small jig and stuff like that. And it does actually really well. It's very sensitive. But the key thing to this rod also, it's parabolic, okay? So this is a Japanese sea bass rod. It's very parabolic. It's not fast action. It's a little fast, but it's not like fast. But it bends throughout the whole blank. I mean, you can actually see it in some of my videos that I have. It bends throughout the whole blank, which in turn makes it a very good rod for a jerkbait. Just because you need those treble hooks to hold onto a fish. If they pull out or you bend hooks because of the rod or the whole setup, it's not even just the rod, the whole setup. You don't know how to use the whole setup, you will bend hooks and break hooks and pull hooks. So either or, it's one of those three, okay? That's gonna happen. Those are my two basic setups for my rod and reel setup. My baitcaster and my spinning rod, okay? Yeah. Let's go to the lures, right? The jerk baits, what you guys really want to know, right? I got a few here. I have a bunch. I'm a jerkbait fanatic. I love it. It's amazing. It's the only thing I really want to throw all the time, actually, because it's just the bite. When you get on one, it is an amazing bite, and the way they hammer it is just insane, guys. They hit so hard, you know. This is the Megabass Vision 110 Junior, okay? This is a +1 model, okay? Bigger bill. I get a lot of people who ask me about jerk baiting, right? Why does it bite also? I want to tell you right now, the reason why you throw this is to get a reaction bite. You're not getting them because they're hungry, okay? You're getting them to get it to bite when they're not wanting to bite. There's many times where I'll go out there and people are using live bait, and they should eat live bait all the time, right? But sometimes they don't eat it because it's not making them react. I'll throw this out there, not just this, but any jerkbait in general, and I'll get them to bite, all right? I'm getting the ones that don't want to bite to bite. That's the key thing to this jerkbaiting, all right? Don't expect it to work all the time, but that's the whole point of this, a reaction bite. Now with this is only when they become super duper picky, okay? Their size of the bait fish is just small, and they want something really small, okay? This is the only thing I throw if they're wanting really small things, okay? The 110 +1, just because it could get a little deeper. It's a smaller profile. The normal junior won't be able to get as deep, but if you don't have to get really deep, you can use the junior. Vision 110, all right? The bread and butter for the most part. God, why does it keep messing up? All right, so the bread and butter, right? Bread and butter. Normal Vision 110 June. I mean, what the heck am I talking about? The normal 110 Vision 110. What the fuck? The normal Vision 110. All right, Megabass Vision 110. Honestly, any color really works. Also, I mean, like, I usually like going with more natural colors, unless I know that they're really gonna, like, they're on fire, or I'm really trying to find that single big one. I'll switch up the colors a little bit, something crazy, honestly. But this is something you can throw all the time and still get bites. All the time, literally all the time. We got one of my favorites. This is a Jackal re-range, all right? This is an amazing jerkbait. Like, when they're on fire and you don't have to be stealthy or anything, and you want to be loud, get a lot of flash into the water, like, this is an amazing lure right here. The Jackal re-range 110. I use this actually just as much as the Vision 110. It's just the Vision 110 is very, like, you could use it in very cold applications because it doesn't, I mean, it jerks really well, but it's not like it's not like what's the word I'm thinking of? I guess the best way for me to say it is a re-range is more like in your face type stuff. It's very, it has a bigger presence to it. Really not that much bigger as in body shape wise and everything. Like, it's a little bigger actually, a little fatter, but like, I don't know, something about this is like just amazing. Honestly, it's this is an amazing jerkbait for the price and money. This is an amazing jerkbait. A lot of people overlook it, and I think it's honestly one of the best jerkbaits you could get. All right, and then those are the expensive ones, right? We're gonna go down to like other alternatives that I use whenever I get a chance to, or when I have to use them, or, you know, if I just want to try something different. The Rapala Maverick Pro, I think. Honestly, I really don't like it too much. The weight transfer system is kind of weak, so you can't really make bomb casts with this. But for the price, if you can find these on sale, these are great jerkbaits. Like they come with pretty nice hooks. They're still like very soft hooks. They're not the strongest hooks. They still bend out really well, really easy. But for the price you pay, these are really good jerkbaits also. All right. This one's been through hell, I'll tell you that. It's been through a lot, actually. So this is a, can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? There you go. All right. So this is the Berkeley Stunner. All right. Actually, a very, very, very great jerkbait also. It has very similar action to the Vision 110. It's not as loud. It's still loud, but it's not as loud. It still has BBs in there. But the weight transfer system sucks. Okay? I'll tell you right now. This thing will not outcast the Vision 110, nor any of the other ones, actually. It won't outcast them. So this one, if you want to use it for shorter range and stuff like that, and like you're not really too worried about, you know, making that really big long cast, this is a great jerkbait to use. All right, guys. One thing I don't like about it, it sinks. It sinks really relatively fast. So if you're fishing currents, or you're fishing to where there's a lot of stumps, a lot of rocks and stuff like that, like you will get stuck very easily with this lure. Especially if you want to give it like a longer pause, or you're putting your rod tip down, because you guys don't jerk with your rod tip up. I do, so I can avoid rocks. But this is an amazing jerkbait also. Just kind of have to keep that in mind, all right, guys? Other ones are pretty much bigger jerkbaits. You know, bigger jerkbaits like this is a range 130. It's a lot bigger than the size of a 110. Like, y'all want to see, it's a, I think, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but it's a lot more work to do in the water. I'll tell you that. You have to jerk it harder, and the action is not as good as a smaller, like 110 size jerkbait. Okay, guys? Also, if you're in the not too far into the budget, you know, you want to be a little cheaper, you can use the X-Wrap. This is the bigger version. I think this is a 12. I think the other one's a 8. Yeah, I think this is a 12. This is a pretty big lure, okay? But it doesn't do me amazingly well. I don't know why, but I don't know. I don't know why. It just doesn't do amazing for me. Maybe it's because of the rattles. I don't know. But it doesn't do that great for me. It works. It might work for you. But for me, it doesn't work. I just have it in here. And that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, shit. Actually, I missed one. This is actually my favorite for long distance. And it's not cheap. Long distance, all right, guys? Key thing is long distance. If I need to make that cast, I need to make a further cast. I need to be able to get into that strike zone, but I'm not giving up action. Man, the Edo Vision, Edo Shiner, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, it's an Edo Shiner, right? This is an amazing jerkbait. Caught me, gosh, I don't know. I've caught me a shit ton of stripers on this. So it has 3 ball bearings in there rather than 2, like a Vision 110. 115 size, so it's a little bit bigger than a 110. But oh damn, my leg is dead. This, you don't really have to replace the hooks also. I worked very hard and bought a lot of jerk baits, trying to find like the perfect jerk bait for long distance and being able to work in the depths and to be able to find proper hooks that you don't have to change out. Now, this, you can use it right out of the box and catch fish all the time. Now, it's not cheap, it's very expensive. You know, you might look at other ones, but I'm telling you, this is the bomb. You want to make a far cast, this will get you there. You want to be able to go deep and still retain action, very darty action, this is it. It's an amazing jerk bait. Underrated for sure. You know, this is my number one for sure, making a long cast. For me, I always have a cadence, okay? Jerk, jerk, pause, jerk, pause, jerk, 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 pause, jerk, 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 pause, jerk, pause, jerk, 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 pause. Oh. God damn, that was a bee, bro. I know it's hot out now, but God damn, that's scary. I will tell you, if you do this type of technique, your arm and your wrist and everything will hurt. There's a bee that I could see it just flying around. Your wrist and your arm are gonna kill you, and you're gonna want to quit. 100%. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not meant for everybody. If you have health issues with your arm, wrist, or anything, it's gonna take a toll on it. Okay, you have carpal tunnel, you're not gonna be able to do this technique. But if you do it, it's very rewarding. Cadence is gonna be your key to this. You really want to pause your lure. Okay, you do a jerk, jerk, pause, and it could be 1 to 5 seconds. Jerk, jerk, pause, it could be 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. You just gotta find what the fish wants. The great thing about these is that they suspend, right? Saltwater ones don't suspend. They will sink, okay? That's like, I'm telling you right off the bat, they will sink. Don't buy saltwater ones. I have never found any saltwater jerk baits that actually suspend proper. This is what the lure is doing in the water, right? Jerk, 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 pause. That's it, and it stays there. The fish is probably behind it, okay, or they're underneath it, and it's like jerk, 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 and then pauses right in their face. They have nothing else to do but to react to it, and they go ahead and smack it, okay? The key thing is to have it sit in their face, at least long enough for them to be able to react to it. If it's not sitting in their face long enough, or it's sitting in their face too long, they won't hit it. That's why I said you have to find out what the cadence they like. Okay, some days it could be very slow, some days it could be very fast. I don't think it really matters about the weather. It just matters about how their, you know, attitude is that day. I mean, look at us. Sometimes we're fucking mad for no reason, you know, or we want to eat at certain times. Like, we don't eat all at the same time, right? We just do these stupid things for no reason. It's a reaction strike, though, I'll tell you, okay? But if you have, the whole point to a jerkbait is to get it to their face or get it very close to them and pause it in front of them, and then make sudden movements and then pause it in front of them again. Sudden movements and pause. That's as simple as it is, all right? I have a lot of jerkbaits. I'll show you guys here really quick. Like, I have a lot. I still have some more that are just not unpacked. You know, you can use Lucky Craft also. I have some Lucky Craft. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but you know, people like to use them. I don't really like Lucky Craft. I used to as a kid. I pretty much tried almost every brand so far, and these are what I've come up with. Those Chinese ones do not work the same, okay? You think you could go buy some cheap Chinese ones? They do not work the same. They do not pull fish in the same. I don't know why, but they do not do it the same, okay guys? So I'm gonna just forewarn you before you start spending a bunch of money on that. Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys advice on that. I mean, do what you want to do, it's your money. I just want to give you guys an insight of what I do, because, you know, I think I'm pretty successful with a jerkbait. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm pretty successful with a jerkbait. They always They always complain that, damn, why'd you get me into this? Because, you know, now I'm broke. Like, it's because they see me catch fish all the time. Okay, not to brag or anything, I'm just being legit. Like, it's pretty expensive, and I don't want you guys to, you know, fall too deep into this. Just want to inform you guys, you know, hopefully you guys catch some fish on them. You know, maybe get 1 or 2 only, try it out. If you don't like it, it's okay, you don't have to do it. But if you see me out there doing it, just don't say I didn't tell you. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it could at least help some of you guys out. I'm gonna keep doing it. Gonna always keep doing it because it's just a fish catcher. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.